What's up everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today we are watching Unexplained Mysteries that will curl your toes. I'd like to thank everyone for supporting my channel. There are so many new people to my channel and I say welcome to you all. If you like this video, please leave me a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Now let's get into the video.
Aaron Hedges went missing on September 5th, 2014 while elk hunting in the Crazy Mountains in Montana. This was an area he knew like the back of his hand and spent every other weekend up there, in the words of his friends. 2 days after going missing, a huge snowstorm moved into the mountains. Rescue workers stumbled across his shoes and camelback water container. For someone to take off their shoes while there's 18 inches of snow on the ground seems to be a decision someone would make under severe hypothermia. But the strange thing is that 9 months later his backpack was found 6 miles down the mountain next to a place where someone clearly sat and had a thermos of tea. To add to the mystery, from this location he could clearly see people's houses and a road, but never went to them. 1 year later, his remains were found not far from that location. The only explanation for such strange disappearances seems to be linked to something we don't understand. After researching UFOs and aliens for years, I've come to the conclusion they are a spiritual phenomenon, and that is leading me to research a potential dark spiritual phenomenon causing people to disappear.
Whoa. I think this has something to do with David Pallades and his missing 411 phenomena. He's also written books about it, and so far there is no explanation as to why these people have been going missing. Literally going missing and disappearing off the face of the earth. And it's always around national parks.
More to the missing 411 phenomenon than simple coincidence. The missing 411 refers to a series of unsolved cases of people who have mysteriously vanished in national parks and forests around the world. These disappearances, extensively documented by retired police officer David Pallades, share eerie similarities that defy simple explanations. The theory suggests that these disappearances could be linked by more than just location. The victims often vanish without a trace, even when in sight of others, and search dogs are frequently unable to pick up a scent. When bodies are found, they are often in areas previously searched, with cause of death remaining unexplained. Some speculate that these disappearances could be the result of cryptid encounters, alien abductions, or even interdimensional phenomena. Others suggest a government cover-up, pointing out the National Park Service's alleged reluctance to maintain a database of the missing people. While skeptics attribute these cases to simple accidents or wildlife encounters, the peculiar patterns and strange circumstances surrounding these disappearances continue to stir curiosity and unease. The question remains, what's really behind the missing 411 phenomenon? As more and more people continue to vanish, the mystery only deepens.
That is incredibly spooky. I don't know how people can go camping alone, especially in those woods where there's so many massive apex predators like bears. Why is there always something shifty going on with people in authority? Why don't they ever do their job properly? Or is that just a thing that happens with these conspiracies, that it's always some bureaucrat that doesn't want to do their job? If there's so many similarities in these people going missing, why don't they investigate those similarities? Maybe they know something they don't want people to know. Especially if there's cryptids and possibly portals and UFOs and aliens hanging out there.
Alright, so the map on top is the missing 411 cluster map. The map on bottom are where all the cave systems are in the US. So you tell me, is there something connected here? Because it sure looks like it to me. And I think we all know what kind of things live in caves. Do you think it's just people getting lost and falling in the caves? Or maybe something in the caves itself, like maybe a pill crawler or maybe a Bigfoot? Man, it's something to think about.
So on the map is a cluster of all the people that have gone missing. And you don't need to be an expert to see that the missing 411 that is noted on the top map lines up with the bottom map, which is a cluster of cave systems. Dude, I wonder what's in those caves. Do you know what's in those caves? What creatures live in caves? Why won't they investigate it? I know cryptids and giants have to eat, but Do you think maybe it is cryptids and giants taking these people? Or what if they go in the caves and get lost? I don't know. They don't necessarily find the bodies, do they? Is there a correlation between the missing people and the cave systems? I don't know, but it sure is interesting.
The man in that video is Richard Ragland, and he went on to drown seconds after that video was captured. On June 4, 2017, Richard visited a river in Tennessee with his friends. His friends who were with him that day reported that he went under the water. They tried to help him, but there was no way they could pull him back up to the surface. So after his passing, Richard's family grieved their loss, and were left with little to no answers about his passing. To this day, nobody knows exactly what caused Richard's death or what pulled him under the water, or how nobody was able to save him when there were a lot of people nearby. It wasn't until several years later, when a famous diver found that GoPro lying at the bottom of the river in Tennessee. The diver's name is Rich Abernathy, and he has a YouTube channel where he explores bodies of water and dives. He found the GoPro and looked through the footage. He had no idea that he would be uncovering the final moments of Richard's life. I will show more of that footage right now.
Look, this is what life is all about. Being with brothers and sisters is the same.
Whoa. I don't like these bodies of water. There's always undercurrents and massive rocks and weird things that you just can't see because the water's so murky looking. It just screams danger. People in the comments were saying that his friends look shady. They have like a shady look on their face, that maybe they were involved in it. I don't know. It's so easy to read into things. But, you know, it could have just been something natural, like he had a heart attack because the water was really cold, or he had some kind of condition. I don't know. It could be like anything. There's just always something scary about these murky bodies of water.
This story is going wild. A few days ago, a channel called Unexplained Mysteries uploaded a video revealing what appears to be the lost photographs of a late 1800s explorer. The man who claimed to have found these photos would only refer to himself as Mr. William. He claimed he was renovating an old property that he had purchased, and as he was cleaning it, he found various items predating the 1960s. These photos were allegedly found between the pages of a book. What's shown in these pictures is quite shocking. It appears to be documentation of an anonymous explorer's journey to an unknown jungle. Amongst the photos, there are various images of both people and plant life that look completely alien to anything that we're aware of. This photo shows what appears to be a tribe member with oddly disproportionate facial features. Yet he's wearing what looks like would have been modern clothing for the day. And the trees in this unknown jungle look like something straight out of science fiction. Like and follow for daily shocking and spooky stories.
That looks like Lemuria. That man in the photo looked like one of the Lemurian statues. You know, like the ones that you see on Easter Island. The Lemurians were an ancient civilization that disappeared. So I don't know how they'd get photographic evidence, but maybe it's AI. People might be saying it's AI. Let me know what you think in the comments.
You won't believe this unexplainable discovery in Antarctica. Antarctica is a vast, huge, frozen desert, and a lot of the continent has never been explored by humans ever before. Humans physically cannot live in Antarctica for long periods of time, so there's no wonder why this place still has a lot of mysteries. However, in 2020, someone was searching Antarctica on Google Earth when they found something quite strange. While the person began to zoom in on Arctic cliffs and glaciers, they found something that has left civilians and scientists both baffled. What first appears to be a normal Google Earth video suddenly turns really mysterious, as tucked deep between ice and cliffs, a metal circular disc seems to be partially showing through the ice. Upon closer inspecting, it definitely appears to be something man-made. Many people who have seen this image have started saying that it's a crashed UFO, while other people are saying that it could just be a pool of water. However, when you enhance the image, there appears to be strange markings on top of the disc. And through using Google Earth's measuring tool, the disc is estimated to be about 60 feet long. This image began to make its rounds in the news, and was even featured on the History Channel. But nobody knows for sure what this is. What do you guys think?
That looked so much like a UFO. I wouldn't doubt that it is a UFO. Antarctica is just shrouded with secrecy. Like, why is it off limits to everyone? Why is it the only place on the planet that people cannot freely go to. I'm definitely thinking that's a UFO for sure.
With 6 crew members and 57 passengers on board, PanAm Flight 914 departed from New York City on July 2nd, 1955. The flight was supposed to arrive in Miami after a couple of hours, but it never did. The first few hours of the trip were uneventful, but after 3 hours, the ship's captain and co-pilot ceased communicating with air traffic control, and the flight vanished from radar screens for an unknown cause. Initial speculation pointed to a probable plane accident, because the primary route crossed the seas of the Atlantic Ocean, but several days of searching turned up nothing. Yet on March 9, 1985, it appeared unexpectedly and was undetectable by Caracas radar. The screaming passengers' faces were jammed against their windows and the ground handlers could see them. Before hurriedly turning back to the runway, the pilot either dropped a little calendar out the window or the plane took off and vanished. With 6 crew members and 57 passengers on board, PanAm Flight 914 departed from New York City on July 2nd, 1955. The flight was supposed to arrive in Miami after a couple of hours, but it never did. The first few hours of the trip were uneventful, but after 3 hours, the ship's captain and co-pilot ceased communicating with air traffic control, and the flight vanished from radar screens for an unknown cause. Initial speculation pointed to a probable plane accident, because the primary route crossed the seas of the Atlantic Ocean, but several days of searching turned up nothing. Yet on March 9, 1985, it appeared unexpectedly and was undetectable by Caracas radar. The screaming passengers' faces were jammed against their windows and the ground handlers could see them. Before hurriedly turning back to the runway, the pilot either...
I'm glad that in this instance, the airplane reappeared, because it rarely does. And the speculation is the Bermuda Triangle is a portal way. And that's why people go missing in there. Like, it's like a wormhole or something. I wonder if flight MH370 will ever reappear again, because it's pretty similar, isn't it? Anyway, that's all I got for today. Thanks so much for watching along with me. If you liked today's video, please leave me a like. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.